Right, we're about to start dismantling the C-Class W204 chassis. I'm going to pull the wheels off, and I'll do that both sides, get it jacked up, get nice and high. Then I'll get underneath with the camera and show you what I intend to do. This is the near side, the passenger side in the UK, subframe. If you can see that. So that arm floating around. Right, yeah, that's the problem. So I'm going to rip some more off, and then I'll come back to you in a little while. Right, under the car, first thing, I took off the exhaust under that clamp, which is an E12 socket. So it's like a female Torx bit. You can see that. Zoom in. Yeah, it's an E12. So under that exhaust clamp there, and it's like a gland, and that will just pull apart there. It's not like a slide on, it's like a gland, and a bit like a brake fitting. It's got like a male end and a female end of the cup. It's like an oval clamp. So loosen that right off, sprayed a bit WD-40 over it just to loosen it off a little bit, and it come undone quite easy. So that'll just pull apart from there, and then you just got the two rubbers, which is one there and one at the back by the box. So I'm going to drop that down, and right, I'm going to wrap this up now for the night. Fed up leaning up here and I'm back demoting. Right, so that's the subframe where it's broken. You can see the movement in there. That's obviously where it's broken. The subframe's rusted through. But what I've done, I've unbolted all the drive shaft, taken the exhaust down, and I've undone the caliper from the sliders, and there, I think there was 6mm Allen key on there. Where is it? There. Actually cheap. I use a Torx bit, so it could be hard to get out of there, but it's about a 6mm Allen key, like most cars, whether it's Vauxhall or whatever. So I'm going to take them calipers off, and I'm going to hang them up in the wheel well, so I'm going to find something to hook it to, and I'm going to unplug the I think that's the ABS sensor there, should unplug, or I'll have to undo it, whatever. So hang that up as well, and the it's not the ABS, it's the wear sensor. So I'll hang that up there anyway. The handbrake cable, ideally I could disconnect now, but it might be easy if I lower it down and unhook it from the top. But there's enough play on there, it should come down and lower down on the trolley jack. So basically I'm going to undo the caliper the other side. Same again, the sliders, hook that up, hang it up, and then it should be ready for the taking down the subframe. I want to see if I can get a 1/2" drive or an impact like Torx bit, because my set it's only got a 3/8 drive. I don't think that's going to be man enough to take that off, and I'm probably going to need a bit of impact on there to get that to move. So I'll see if I can either find one, or I'm going to have to buy one, an impact Torx bit for that, and there's 4 bolts on there, and then it's ready to lower down. So I'll come back to you tomorrow hopefully, and I can get on with it and I can get that lowered down. Right, here we are back on the C180 compressor, 2007 Mercedes C-Class. Taking the back subframe down, giving it a little break just before Christmas. I was getting really peeved off with it, because everything I was coming across, I'm struggling a little bit. I should have cleaned my garage out a bit better, to be honest, but everything I'm coming across is just giving me so much aggravation. But where I left it, we had it all unbolted and down. The only thing that was stopping me removing it completely was the handbrake cable, and trust me, that alone was just a nightmare. It's probably a bigger job than the rest of it, and I couldn't disconnect it from inside the brake hub. I'll show you a picture of that actually in a minute. But the easiest, well, the only way I found I could do it without taking a acetylene torch to it was pull off these plastic, there's like a little, I think there's a little like spring clip inside, and you've got the, in there there's a hole at the end of it. I can show you, my phone will get in there. Yeah, in there there's like a plastic hole that cable slides into and it clips in. But what I had to do was just snap off the little spring clip in there. It's supposed to retain it, and then I managed to shake it around, wiggle it out, and then pull it out of this connector. And I did the same the other end as well. So there probably are other ways. I'm sure Mercedes don't teach it that way either, but this is all this is getting. So pulled that off, twisted it out, pulled it off, and there's a slot down there as well, which I slid the inner cable out, and then it allowed me to slide out that connector there. So that's all disconnected. I'm just about to drag it out now, and I'm going to start stripping this down, and hopefully I'm going to take it with me, go down the breaker's yard and see if I can get another beam off a later car that will fit. I'll measure up, but I'll just quickly show you the handbrake mechanism. Which is here, and the cable is right around the back, and it looks a nightmare to take off. Even them spring things, they're not conventional, so I'm leaving them in there. Anyway, I'm going to take it out and start stripping it down. I'll come back to you then. Right, finally got it off and stripped down. I had to cut two of the bolts off there, and on this one as well. They were just seized completely in there. Got the right spline tool and that for it, put a big bar on it, and it just twisted the head straight off. So I had to cut the threaded bit off and the nut, and I could open up the wishbone over the top of it. So I can either drill it out, beat it out, or replace the bush, but hopefully the new subframe stroke second-hand subframe should have that already in there as well. So hopefully I can match it up, but at least I've got the subframe off now, stripped down. So what I can do is take it in the back of the car with me, and I would like to see if I can get a later one. All the part numbers don't match up, but we've all learned that means nothing. But hopefully, as I say, I can take it with us, have a look at some later ones, measure it all up, or make some kind of jig or something that fits all the bolt holes, and we can line it up. Turn it over. Right, there's my plate there, which there's millions of different ones out there. Hello, mate. Sorry, back again, I did delivery. Yeah, so as I say, there's the chassis number back again, and or the part number. Ring up Mercedes, you don't get no joy from them at all. They're just hopeless. They don't want to give nothing away, and they're not helpful. You'd think they'd be more than helpful considering what's happened, but that's life. Anyway, there's the subframe. A little bit of rust there, and so the bushes are a little bit worn. This car had done 137,000 miles. If it had a tow bar on and launched boats in the sea, I could understand, but very strange why this is gone. But we flip it over because this is what failed. You see there, and there's the other side. That's what it should have looked like. As I say, you can see it starting to flake in the middle. but that is intact. So as you zoom out across the other side, you can see that's what it should look like, and that's what it is. So as I say, completely failed, completely rusted out, and probably just a torque that's torn it, but it's out, so we can move on. I'll come back to you when I get any joy with a different subframe.